Hello and welcome to the quick tutorial on Quango. Andy has actually started a game, created a game, and Brian has suggested he wants to play that game, so he's clicked on play. Andy can now choose to play a 2 to 6 player game. He's just going to play with Brian, so he's just gone with a 2-player game. Okay. Now, Quango is a game where 7 cards are dealt to each player. The first card down on the table has to be a club. So in this case you can see Andy could play a king of clubs or an 8 of clubs. He chooses to go for a king of clubs. He clicks done. He hasn't got another king. You can only put multiple cards of the same type, not of the same suit. So he's put down a king. Click done. It says at the bottom here, order of play is now Brian first and then Andy. So this is what Brian's table looked like. Notice he's got a king of hearts, so he could put down a king of hearts on top of this because you can follow type as well as following suit. Let's say in this case he decides just to stay with a club. Goes with the 9 of clubs. Click done. Nothing special about the cards that have gone down so far. Notice if you roll the mouse over the stack you can see what the recent cards are that have been played, and on the left hand side it tells you how many cards are still left in each player's hand. Okay, order of play back to Andy. Now you'll notice now Andy, he can either go with clubs or 9s, or you can put a jack down at any time. There is an exception which I'll say in a minute. So let's say here you go, he goes down with a 9 of hearts. Okay, he only has the 1-9. Now Brian can now play a heart or a 9. He's got a king of hearts. There you go, put that on top. Okay, back now down to Andy. He's got a 3 of hearts. Chuck that on there. Brian's go on a heart. Now he hasn't got a heart, but he's got a diamond. 3 of diamonds. He can put 3 of diamonds because you're going with card type rather than suit. Now at this point, look, we're at the point now where Andy's go. He doesn't have a diamond. He doesn't have a 3. Okay, but he's got a jack, and a jack is a special card that you can put down at any time unless there's a 2 on you, which I'll say in a minute, and it enables you to change card suit to whatever you want. And let's say that he's going to change it to spades. Click on spades, click done. It's the other guy's go now. Here you go, it says, look at the bottom, suit's been changed to spades. It's Brian's go. Now quite interestingly, Brian does have a spade. He's got an ace of spades. Now an ace is a card that in a 3 or more player game jumps players. In a 2-player game it sort of jumps the play back to you. Notice I can put multiple aces down because you're following card type, just like all 9s or all 3s or all queens or whatever. Click done. Okay, it's now still Brian's go on a diamond. He doesn't have diamonds. He's got to pick up to a maximum of 3 cards. There we go, he's got a 7 of diamonds. He can put that down. Okay, now it's the other fella's go. Okay, does he have a diamond? No, he doesn't. He's got to pick up to a maximum of 3. Ah, there we go, he's got a diamond. Can now put down a diamond and a club. Okay, an 8 of clubs on top of the 8 of diamonds. Again, you can put multiples of the same type. Click done. Now I'm going to pause this for a bit because on YouTube you can only upload up to 10 minutes. Okay, we join the game a little bit later on. Notice that Andy's just put down a 6 of spades on top of a 9 of spades, and looking at the 3 cards left in his hand, he's actually now on last 3 cards because potentially the next time it's his go, it's back to Andy's go, he can get rid of all these 3 cards without enabling Brian to have another go and dump any high cards he might want to get rid of. So you notice he's got 2 queens and then a 2 of spades. Now a queen in a 3 or more player game changes the direction of play from clockwise to anti-clockwise or vice versa. In a 2-player game, what a queen does is change the direction back to you, just like aces jump the play back to you. So putting multiple queens down and clicking done gets the play back to you again, just like putting multiple aces down and clicking done gets the play back to you. So we're going to sort of engineer this here where look, Andy's written in the chat box there, last 3 cards. Okay, he's already clicked done. It's Brian's go on a spade. Now let's say Brian hasn't really been paying attention with what cards Andy's picked up on, so he's not sure what suit to change it to try and avoid Andy finishing the hand, and he just thinks, well, I don't want to pick up the other guy's on last 3 cards. I don't want any more card points in my hands than I need to. I don't really know what he's going to do, what he's got left, sorry. I'm going to stick down a heart, click done. Now he's in trouble here because if you look at Andy, he's got a queen of hearts. You can follow card suit or card type. Okay, he can put down the queen of spades on top because you can put multiples of the same type, and queens bring the play, reverse the direction back to you. So when I click done here, you'll notice it is still Andy's go. Brian has not had a chance to have a go. Okay, so queens are the other special card. Now if I put a 2 on top of this, a 2 is like a sort of penalty card. If you put a 2 down, the next player has to pick up 2 unless they themselves have got a 2 to put down, which means the next player then has to then pick up 4, etc. So if I click done, look, in theory it's sort of the end of the hand. His runner is used up all his cards here, he's finished off, but look at what it says for Brian: place down another 2 or pick up 2 cards. It will not let me play any of these cards. Look, it says you still need to pick up 2 cards. He's got to pick up his penalty of 2 cards. Okay, now because it's at the end of the hand, I can't play this 2. That was a penalty. I had to pick that up. It's right at the end of a hand. The other guy has used up all of his, has laid all of his cards. It says here, look, player Andy has laid all of his or her cards. All I can do is click done. It's the end of the hand. Okay, now you'll notice what has happened is that the cards are redealing. It says Andy is on 0 card points, Brian is on 29 card points. Now just to say a little bit about the card points, the cards left in your hand at the end of a hand count against your card points. Once you reach 200 card points, you are out of the hand. So at the moment Andy's doing well, he won that first hand. Basically the card points against you then, aces through to 10s are just face value. Jacks are 20 points against you if you've got those left in your hand, because these are the special cards that enable you to change suit. Queens are 10 apart from the queen of spades, called the queen of asters, which is 40, and kings are also just 10. They're not special cards at all. If you happen to finish on a jack, the other players in the game have to double all the points in their hand. So essentially this is what happens. The game continues until players reach 200 points or more card points, in which case they're out of the hand. The winner, okay, is the person that is still under 200 card points when all the other team members have been knocked out. These players then get 3 game points. Okay, now if you play this at nonobar.com/dalegriff/quango, there is a database that will store your game points and will store your games played. So get over to that website if you're interested and play the game. I hope you've enjoyed this very quick introduction to the lovely game of Quango.